That weight is very rapid. Most of it is probably not muscle. Yo, what is up, YouTube? So we are back with episode number 5 of the Rebuild Bulk series. And guys, we have put on quite some size. I am very excited. Man, when I look at myself right now, I just think about how I am going to look later on. Like, now it's been basically 7 weeks, 6-7 weeks. Not quite certain, but it's been some time. We have been able to put on 8 kgs of weight. So right now we're currently sitting at 88 kgs, which is 194 pounds. And yeah, man, I feel that we have gained the weight quite gradually. Another thing that is very important for you guys to note is that you don't really want to bulk up and put on rapid amount of weight. Like gaining, let's say, the 8 kgs that I just gained, you don't want to gain that within 2 weeks. It's not really a good sign. It doesn't really show that there's any tissue that you've also built up. But also this doesn't even mean that I've actually acquired or accrued 8 kgs of muscle. There's probably maybe 1 kg, 2 kgs of muscle within that 8 kgs that I've gained, and the rest is just acquired fat and some water retention. But we will not really know up until we actually finish up with the bulk and we do the cut. So yeah, man, but I am very excited. I've managed to put on my weight quite gradually. I didn't put on 8 kgs within the first week. So anyone that's, let's say maybe you're someone that's taken that blue pill, okay, that blue pill, and you gain, let's say, like 8 kgs within 3 weeks or within 2 weeks, please know that all that weight that you've gained, there's so much of it that is actually muscle. That's so little of it that's actually muscle, and the rest of it is just you holding on to a lot of water, and depending on how you've been eating, a lot of fat too. So during your bulk, as much as we're trying to get as big as we possibly can within the time frame that we've set, please also know that if that weight is very rapid, most of it is probably not muscle, and once you start cutting down, you will basically cut down and go back to somewhat close to what you used to look like. But again, this is all relative to how you've been eating, how you've been training, what are you using to actually bulk up, which supplements are you on, which super supplements are you on, and therefore and all that stuff. But again, can't stress this enough. You need to gain that weight healthy. You need to have a gradual increase in weight. That's a good indicator that at least within this weight that I'm gaining, there is actually some muscle tissue that is coming along. Now, I'm not saying all that I've built up is muscle tissue, obviously not. Again, it's probably maybe like 2 kgs or a kg of muscle, or even less. But hey man, people would say it would take you at least 6 months to build a kg of muscle, but hey, I don't really think that is relative to everyone. I think everyone is different, and certain people are able to put on more muscle than other people, especially if you are on super supplements, and depending on how you're eating and how you're training, how you're recovering, and how your genetics are overall, you know. So yeah, excited to see how much of this is actually muscle, or like stage muscle that I can present on stage. But within every bulk that you do, you will have either than the muscle that you will gain, you will have some sort of maturity to your muscle. The next time you go on stage, the next time you do a cut, you will see that there is a huge difference in the muscle that you have and you hold. I've seen that throughout the years of me being on a cut and then going off season and being on a cut. My muscle still matures. As much as in previous off seasons, I didn't really put on a lot of muscle, right? I'm one of those people that would like actually start putting on muscle while they're on their cut and going into their show. I would grow into my shows. I hear a lot of people saying that, and there's a lot of people say, you can't grow within a deficit. I don't believe that. I have proved that to not be true because I've always grown into my shows. I would start off my prep not looking the biggest, not even looking like I had a proper off season, because most of my off seasons back then I didn't really do them. I've never really done a proper off season like I'm doing right now. But I'd still look better than the previous years because I would grow into my show. So yeah, you can. This is also to answer if can you grow in a deficit. You definitely can grow in a deficit, and you definitely can grow into a show. Again, I'm speaking upon my experiences and what I've gone through, and what I was seeing with a couple of my clients also. So take and use that as you will. I am not saying do not have a proper off season. Have a proper off season. Don't try to grow into your show. Have a proper off season. This way you have somewhat a shorty, and you will have a little bit more muscle than you would if you would grow into a show. For example, we will look at me and we'll compare me from last year's off season and competition season to this year's off season, the next year's stage time. So yeah, guys, fun times. Another important thing, guys, I don't think a lot of people talk about this, is how you feel the weight that you've gained when you're on a bulk. I don't know, maybe it's only me, but when I'm on a bulk, guys, like when I start putting on weight, for example, the 8 kgs that I've just gained, I can really feel that 8 kgs. Like when I move around, I can feel that, hey, we have this extra weight on me. My body's still adjusting to it, because this other day I was walking to the gym, right? And while I was walking to the gym, I could feel that, no, man, my knees are kind of, like my knees feel this pressure, you know, like it feels like I'm carrying something on top of my body, you know, on top of the weight that I'm already carrying within me. It felt like I was carrying like some extra baggage, because I could feel my knees and also my ankles that, no, man, there's this pressure, you know. And I realized that, oh my God, my body is still trying to adjust to this weight and still trying to figure out how we are going to move this weight. That's why it's very important for you guys to also do your cardio during the off season, guys. You don't want to just shock your body with this new weight, and when you start running, you get gassed. And I see a lot of people when they are in the off season, they don't do cardio, right? When you ask them to go up a flight of stairs, simple flight of stairs, they'll go up the stairs, and once they get to the top, they will get there and they will be winded, they will be gassed out, they'll be breathing heavily. You don't want that, guys. You still want to be able to move around, to do things, you know, while you're in your bulk. You don't want to be completely useless. A lot of people just say, no cardio, I just eat, train, then sit down. That's not good for you. That's not even good for your health, you know. Again, another reason why I would always say do not try to gain as much weight as possible within a short period of time. Don't try and gain a flipping 8 kgs within 3 weeks, because again, any kind of weight that you gain, your body still needs to adjust to that weight, you know. Your heart still needs to adjust to that weight. When you put on some extra muscle, if you put on extra muscle at a short period of time, very quickly, right? You put on weights at a very short period of time, very quickly, it does put a strain on your heart. It will put a strain on your heart, so you don't want that. You want to gradually add weight. You want to gradually build the muscle so that your body can adjust to everything, you know. Because you need to understand this, it takes some time for your body to now separate between, are we gaining muscle or are we gaining fat, you know. So if it just gets rapid weight gain, it just registers as, hey, we're just getting heavy now. It won't say, okay, no, it's just muscle, let's not panic and stuff. No. Weight gain is weight gain, and it will treat it as just like, oh my God, we are gaining weight. It will see it the same as we are getting obese. So yeah, I've never heard anyone talk about this, but yeah, guys, you need to be careful about how much weight that you gain, and you need to be aware that you will reach a point. Maybe this is just subject to me. I don't know, maybe we'll delve into the comment sections if you guys have also experienced this during a bulk where you gain so much weight that when you start moving around, you can start feeling that, hey man, I'm actually heavy, and your body and your joints are still trying to adjust this weight. Again, very important for you guys to do a lot of mobility work, like trying to move more while you're on your bulk. You don't want to, it's very easy for you to stop being agile and mobile when you're on your bulk and you're not doing all these other movements that you need to do to try and keep yourself more agile, you know. So yeah, during your bulk, very important for you to try and implement mobility work, you know. Build on that size, but be able to move that size also. You don't want to be gassed up doing regular things, man, like picking up your things and stuff and putting them away, and then you're because you don't do any cardio. The only thing you just do is just eat, and gain weight. Not good for you. But yeah, guys, besides that, everything has been very nice, man. So definition is definitely going because we're putting on some weight, and there's some water retention there, there's also some fat there, and there's also some muscle there. But definition is definitely going. This is the point where I'm like, should I stop now? But I feel like I should just push a little bit more. Again, the goal is to get to 90 kgs. Once we at 90 kgs, we're going to try and hold that 90 kgs for 2 weeks. After that 2 weeks, we're going to go on a mini cut. On that mini cut, we'll probably go down to probably 85 or 84. Whatever weight that I look as lean as I possibly can, but I'm not completely like shredded. The goal is not to get shredded, but to just get lean and reset, and then go back again on the bulk, and then see if I can't push for more, maybe push for 95, depending on how the cut goes. If I do the cut and I pull back to 85 kgs and I still look lean, then that's a good sign. That means we've actually put on quite some muscle, and we will try and mature that muscle, and then go on to that bulk again. We're actually going to try and mature the muscle, not on the cut, but on the bulk. So what we're going to do is, if we reach that 90 kgs, once they're at 90 kgs, try and hold that 90 kgs for 2 weeks. After that 2 weeks, the 2 weeks is basically for me to just make sure that, okay, this is actually the weight that I'm at, and it's not just more water than anything else. And then we're going to do the cut, see how the cut goes. We're not really going to check the weight as much. We're just going to cut and see where I stop at, Now, where I stop at is where I'm at somewhat my leanest, but not like shredded like competition really, but just like lean enough so that I can see my abs, I can see the separation in my shoulder, my tricep and stuff like that. And then I'll stop. Ideally, in my head, I'm hoping that happens when I'm at like 85 kgs. If that happens at 85 kgs, that means we put on some muscle, a lot of muscle for the time that we've actually done the bulk, which would be crazy. It would be so crazy if I managed to put on like, let's say, like 3 to 4 kgs of muscle within this time frame of this bulk, which will be probably around 10 to 12 weeks. Because I'm actually going to push this bulk, guys. I'm actually going to push this bulk. I was going to stop it at like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, but I'm going to push it to like at least 10 to 12 and see how that goes. But yeah, man, exciting times, very exciting times. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we get lean at like 85 kgs. That's going to be a good sign, especially going to next year. Oh my God. If that happens, I might even like go into a pro qualifier with intention to actually get it. But we'll see. But we're definitely going to do an NPC show next year. We're definitely going to go to the pro qualifier because I do love how much competition I see there. Because the past few years, man, when you look at the pro qualifiers in comparison to the regional shows here, you'd see that there's a lot of competition there. Because with the regional shows, sometimes you'll see there's 3 athletes there or 2 athletes there. Because there's so many regional shows, and some people would run away from other people or just choose other different shows, and they would get there and there'd be like 2 or 3 of them. But at the pro qualifier at the end of the year, there's always like a stack lined up in every division, like at least like top like 8 guys there. So that's something that if you guys have been following me long enough, you guys know that I love competition. So if I get to a lineup that has like, let's say like 15 or 12 guys or even 20 guys, oh my God, I am looking forward to beating those guys. And if I beat those guys, then man, that's a statement. That's something for me to look like, to feel good about, you know. Because again, man, as much as I'm trying to be the best me possible, I need to be the best out there, in general, you know. To be the best, you have to beat the best, and to beat the best, you have to compete with the best. So that's why next year we'll be doing essays, and that's why next year we're going to be doing the NPC protocol for at the end of the year, because that's where I know the most athletes are going to be, and that's where we will be able to see where we measure up. So yeah, guys, I might flip. I recorded my physique update yesterday and I posted on Instagram. So I might just put that clip at the end of this video so that you guys can see how we're currently looking right now. But yeah, man, the bulk has been going well. Calories, oh my god, you guys, I'm not going to be honest with you guys, hey, I'll stop counting my calories. But last time I counted my calories, we were sitting at around 6,000-7,000 calories, right? Which is not a lot, which is a lot still, which is not a lot, but from that, you know, I started to increase my meals. I started adding more food. I didn't really count it because I just knew, okay, we are at a point where I'm at a surplus for my body and we are growing. So anything I add onto this is basically just more onto the surplus. Anything less than what was the standard of my surplus is me backtracking. So one thing I do know is that I have increased on the surplus. There's actually more food. So if I was actually at, can't remember properly, if I was at 6,000 calories, I'm probably now at 6,008 or maybe 7,000, because I've been eating a lot, guys. I've also been putting in some of those cheat meals every now and then, like some KFC, some pizza and stuff like that, and it's been going well, man. I love when I eat like pizza, like Roman's pizza more specifically, because it's nice and thick. After I eat that, man, and then the day after that, I always love training back, because I get so full, like my muscles feel so full, my body feels so full, and I drink so much water because it gets so demanding. Once you increase your calories and you increase your carb intake, the more demand for water, and there's value that salt, and then the next day when you go to the gym, you get such a great pump, man. Yes. Yeah. You don't always want to stay at that high. You want to come back down, because you'll easily get fat if you're always chasing that kind of high, you know. So yeah, man. I think that's it for this video. What else should I talk about? What else should I say that you guys might like to hear about? I don't know, man. I think this has been a proper update. Don't know if I said anything that is, or said anything that's maybe of value. I think I have. I think I have said something that's somewhat of value, because I always just try to, whatever I ramble on, I always just try at the back of my hand be like, say something that people are actually going to be able to use or take advice from, you know. Because again, the whole purpose of this channel is to really document me, but also try and provide as much information to you guys as possible. So yeah, guys, get to the comment section, ask any question there pertaining to the bulk or pertaining to just bulking in general, you know, and then on the next video I'll answer that. But yeah, for me, guys, that's it.